Welcome to BabyFace Tell Stories. We may get comfortable and enjoy the journey. As you probably remember, last episode, Rizzy was disappointed because she felt as if her dear mother didn't trust her by not allowing her going to the movie with her male friend, Keys. How was it even possible? What had she done for her mother not allowing or trusting her? The thing is that her mom did trust her, but not these young boys whose hormones were raging and going through the roof. Rizzy was certainly learning a lot about life, especially that summer. Well, to be honest, Rizzy was the queen of drama stories. She always had a story to tell. This time around, now that she was finally out of house arrest, well, it felt as such anyways as per her. But nah, seriously, what I really mean is free from grounding. She was back gallivanting the streets of her neighborhood and chatting air with her friend, Coco. This summer, what our Christian 15-year-old's volatile head youngster didn't know is that this time around she'd be introduced to a new genre of movie. The innocent girl meets the guy next door type of movie. You get? Not the type of movie for a God-fearful young girl. Let's just put it that way. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. For anything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life comes not from the Father, but from the world. The world and its desires pass away, but whoever does the will of God lives forever. 1 John chapter 2, verses 15 to 17. This time around, for a change, Rizzy was at Coco's family's place. Thing is, Coco was a very brilliant and smart young lady whom, sadly, the parents were not often around. Therefore, Coco and her younger siblings had practically been raised by their amazing, strong older sister, whom also was just a kid herself then, but ended up holding more than she could bear at a very young age. So as they always did, Coco and Rizzy never stopped talking. They talked so much that Rizzy's mother always told them, "You girls talk too much. You must be careful, because too much unintelligible talk will get you in trouble one day. Talk about important stuff now." Okay, mommy. She'd reply, looking side to side or rolling her eyes while chuckling. Thing is, what do 15-year-old kids even really talk about? Well, she for sure heard her mother. But were any of these advice applied? I can assure you that Rizzy was really, but really, really trying. So as they were chatting about nothing and crumbs, Coco started sharing with Rizzy about a movie her and her sister would watch occasionally. One night, as they were simply navigating through their few channels, they stumbled upon... You know what? Please, just listen for yourself. Rizzy? Yep. Have you ever watched this movie who played on Channel 5 after midnight? What movies are you talking about? What are you even doing up this late anyways? Well, the movie plays every Friday night, so it's weekend anyways, so... Okay, what is it about anyways? Coco and her sister started laughing without any explanations.
It's funny and stupid, you'll see. Okay.
Though she was innocent, Rizzy was not born from the last rain. She figured that something was fishy about that movie in the way her friends were laughing.
What is it all?
Huh?
For a second, she sounded like her mother.
Maybe you should see for yourself.
You girls are exasperating and weird. Whatever. Nonetheless, this broken and untold story had left Rizzy inquisitive.
What even was that movie about? What kind of movie even played this late? I don't know. Should I even bother trying watching it? I don't know.
Alright, let's just see what this whole thing is about. Now, she had to find out. That's probably where Rizzy's mother would have shared some wisdom in these words. You do not tell a child not to touch a hot lamp. The lamp will tell him. Sometimes you've said enough, and some people need to learn for and by themselves. Though she was battling with all kinds of questions, something deep inside of her was telling that it was not good for her. Yep. So the following Friday, guess who was not sitting in the living room at 11:55 p.m. waiting to see what this whole thing was about? There was only one TV in the house, so here she was, risking this time maybe a life sentence.
It's time for the news.
2 hours earlier. Rizzy, don't stay up late now.
No, mommy. I'm just finishing my
movie. Midnight hits, the movie starts. Lascivious music plays in the background. A young woman around her 20s comes back from work exhausted. She's just had a very long day. Newly arrived in the neighborhood, on her way back home, she meets this young, dark-haired, mysterious man, her neighbor, who walks towards her as she's unpacking her groceries from her car. He offers to assist her with all her packages, after of course welcoming her into the neighborhood. Then, after inviting him over to her place, sharing a glass of wine and apologizing for the lack of furniture as she's slowly moving in, the following scenes were so sudden and explicit that it made Rizzy jump from her seat. This movie was definitely not age appropriate. Eyes wide open, heart beating fast, palms sweating, panicked, Rizzy was trying to remember how to use the remote control and lower the volume as she was not trying to bring thunder onto her. The shock of what she had seen and witnessing couldn't be unseen or erased from her mind. As a popular quote would say, what has been seen cannot be unseen. The disturbing mental images that had infected her pure mind kept on playing in her head over and over again. Rizzy felt so ashamed of herself. She turned off the TV, and as if she had been caught, she went straight ahead into her room. Her mind was full of confusion. Alone in this secret, she would have to live with it and the guilt. What she didn't know was that this seed that had been implanted in her that day would take lots of prayers and a very strong will from her part not to be tempted to go back and watch some more. Though Rizzy feared her mother, there was a greater mountain she feared, and that was her God. Hiya, beautiful souls. Hope I find you well and that you've also enjoyed today's episode. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Rita, aka BabyFace, and I want to welcome you to this podcast that is BabyFace Tells Stories. Just for more information, I also have another podcast called Here is Eden, where I talk about Christian celibacy and general relationship topics. So if you enjoy this type of conversations, you may kindly go check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeart, and more. Also join me on Facebook at facebook.com/group/babyface-tell-stories, and same for the other podcasts at facebook.com/groups/hereiseden. All right. Today's episode is one that can be taboo, especially in immigrant families. No parent ever want to believe that their innocent child could have been exposed to adult movies, but truth is that recent studies have shown at the age of 12, 70% of boys and 50% of girls have been exposed to even younger. Let us be honest and don't bury our heads in the sand, especially in this day and age where internet is at hand. You just don't know. Studies have demonstrated that the stimulation created by these kinds of movies or images are similar to drugs and alcohol, causing you to crave for more and more. The impact of this kind of early exposure in kids' life can be detrimental for their development. Rizzy was raised in a well-rounded Christian family and loved by both of her parents, but that didn't prevent her from this exposure. The main and most important legacy her parents had given her was the fear of God. Therefore, she knew to recognize that it was not good and prayed fervently for this temptation to disappear. But did she have to do it alone? Certainly not. Being more open and encouraging more dialogues where everybody and anybody feels safe and confident to speak freely without fearing to be judged is very important, as having a support group and people we can hold accountable can take us a long way and make the process a learning one instead of a shameful one. Stay blessed, my friends.